Without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper college football, it's a pepper thing. Packers Radio Network, Sunday Night Football, the revenge game for Aaron Rodgers goes to Michelle Smallman's Green Bay Packers. A full Sunday of NFL. Brian Kelly fired by LSU. World Series tied at 1 game apiece. CC's Lakers get 50-plus from Austin Reeves without Luka and LeBron there. We got a wild one today. Hello, Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody. How we doing?
Doing pretty good. Good football weekend for me. My Virginia Cavaliers took care of business against the Fighting Chapel Bills. I know you.
There was an effort there from UNC.
There was an effort. I don't know why my team just doesn't cover. They find a way to win the game, but they don't cover. And it keeps me from being able to enjoy the damn game because that should have been a blowout. But Virginia has this terrible habit of playing with their food. But I digress. Anyway, good football weekend for me, Small.
A win is a win, CC.
A win is a win.
You may not cover, but you got the win over the Chapel Bills.
Well, I got a lot of college teams, so Washington beat Illinois. There you go. I had to fight back somehow, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have your Green Bay Packers sweatshirt on today.
That's right.
You
Green
have your Green Machine. No, not today.
You can't hurt me today. After that Jordan Love performance, there's no chance you can hurt me today.
Green Bay beats Pittsburgh last night, 35-25. Pittsburgh and Aaron Rodgers up 16-7 at the half. Yeah, Green Bay in the second half outscored the Steelers 28-9. Jordan Love 29-37, 360, 3 touchdowns. At one point, at 20 straight completions. And Tucker Kraft, yes, he was a judge for a food contest, and yes, he was a judge that awarded a tie, which was horrible, at the Tundra Trio a few months ago.
He's just a nice guy.
We will forget that for a 7-143 and 2 touchdowns. Small, the floor is yours. Your team last night, come from behind victory, beating Aaron Rodgers. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great today. What a second half performance by the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love specifically, and of course you just want to get the win no matter what, but what did I say on Friday? This was billed as the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. This was billed as the game where Aaron Rodgers was saying that he doesn't have any grudges or anything bad to say about Green Bay. We saw pregame him hugging everyone. We saw him being very nice, CC, to everybody, but we know that Aaron Rodgers has the memory of an elephant. We know that he wanted to come out there and really take it to his former team, a place where he spent 18 seasons. And I said, this to me was the Jordan Love game. I don't want it to just be a ground and pound win. I want Jordan Love to be like, hey, Goody made the right move in drafting me. Goody made the right move in making me Aaron Rodgers' successor, not only in general, but when he did. And boy, did he prove Goody right in the second half. This is the type of performance we've wanted to see from Jordan Love so far this season. The accuracy, the tenacity, the brio that he played with. It was unbelievable to see Jordan Love step up in this way. And let's hope that this is a catalyst for performances like this for the rest of the season, because we know that at a certain point, Jordan Love turns it on, and in the back half of the season, that's where he really shines.
No doubt about it. I mean, Jordan Love was absolutely phenomenal, but I don't want that to overshadow what you got from your defense yesterday.
Yeah.
Those dudes were downright dominant. Half of the Pittsburgh Steelers' possessions ended up being 3-and-outs. They had a stretch in the fourth quarter with 3 straight 3-and-outs, including a takeaway, the strip on Kenneth Gainwell. Huge momentum play for them in that moment. You saw them utilizing Micah Parsons, moving him around the formation, making Aaron Rodgers incredibly uncomfortable. You saw at some points Aaron Rodgers was just playing hot potato with Micah Parsons deployed off the ball, just because there were so many different ways that number one could attack the offensive formation. They didn't know where he was going, and ultimately they couldn't slide the offensive line to be able to shift the protection. So I thought it was a tremendous job by defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley in terms of the game plan that he employed in the second half on that Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
Can you help us from an X's and O's, not to get too inside football now, but I think it's important what you just said. So if you watch Micah Parsons play football, and this happened last night, at times you see him on the left end, then you see him on the right end, then you'll see him playing like what looks like a middle linebacker position. What does that do to an offense trying to protect a quarterback, in this case Aaron Rodgers, when you have a singular player who's so dominant and you have no idea where he's going to line up?
Well, you know, if he lines up on the left side or the right side, that's where he's going to be. That's the side he's going to rush off of. But when he's in the middle of the formation,
that screws you up?
It screws you up because he can hit straight downhill. He can go to the left. He can go to the right. And you saw there were instances where they ran 3-man games with Michael Parsons wrapping around the edge. There were times where he just run through the A gap or the B gap.
So is that the $40+ million a year right there?
Yes, it's exactly it. There aren't players that have that level of athleticism where they can be that versatile for your defensive coordinator when it comes to play calls. And I think that's what separates the Packers this year as opposed to what we've seen from last year. We know that with Matt LaFleur, there's going to be a floor when it comes to the offensive side of the ball for Green Bay.
Yeah.
But it's clear that with that defense, this Packers team has another gear that the Pittsburgh Steelers just can't get to. Last night, you saw the difference between a good team and a championship team.
Ooh.
By the way, there's something going on. I have something on my face. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to get it off, but it's because of the fact that Halloween is on Friday, and I tried something on this morning. Hint, there's a wig involved for me, and I think it's shed all over me.
There's white,
I don't know what's going on with me.
All over the side
I have
of
a problem.
Face.
Anyway.
Do you see this on the right side of his face?
I mean, it's on the left side of his face, too, but I didn't want to make him self-conscious.
What's happening?
I was just going to let you power through.
I've become Macaulay Culkin Home Alone. I'm going to have to do the hands
We
on
got
my
to get
face.
you like a makeup wipe or something.
Okay, so Jordan Love was awesome last night in the second half. What turned around for the Packers quarterback?
You know, when we came in the locker room at halftime, you know, the message was that we just weren't finishing, we weren't executing our plays, and we weren't locked in on doing everybody's 111. So, you know, there's plays to be made, and I think we just weren't executing those, and we weren't able to stay on the field. You know, I think the first half went by really fast for us as an offense. We had one scoring drive, and so I think the message was just do your job, lock in, and execute plays and stay on the field, and we did that.
Did he answer all your questions? You wanted to see this big game from him, Smalls. You didn't want to see makeup all over his face and a wig shedding on him. You wanted to see him dominate. Did you see that?
I saw that and then some. But now I need to see him put it together consistently. Now I need to see him follow this performance up with another one like it, or I would hope so. I think Rashawn Gary put it best after the game, guys. He said about Jordan Love, he's him. Everybody in the league, if y'all not woke, please wake up. Get the crust out of your eyes because he is him and 10 is coming, period. And I need him to keep his foot on the gas.
So CC said that's playing like a championship team. They have the number one seed in the NFC at 5-1-1. There's a flip side of this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are no longer the favorites in their own division. The Baltimore Ravens are back to being that per ESPN bet. Aaron Rodgers, of course, is the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what's needed to get them back on track here?
Well, just an honest assessment. I think setting feelings aside and being okay with criticism, any position, any player, and being honest about what we need to do to improve. And then we can't beat ourselves. I think in the 3 losses, there's been times where we've had opportunities and we've hurt ourselves with turnovers or just negative plays. So we gotta cut those out. We gotta get on the same page on offense and defense and keep the faith.
It's wild to think that after the start they had, they've lost 2 games in a row. No Burrow, no Lamar. Obviously, Cleveland is not very good right now offensively. And if the Cincinnati Bengals somehow scored another point or 2 yesterday, they're right there with the Steelers. The Steelers are only 4-3, and you know their point differential this year? Flat. Not plus, not minus, flat. They've lost 2 games in a row. They are trending in the wrong direction. CC, we said it before the season that this could be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. We backed off of that a little bit based on the fast start that they were ahead on there with the rest of the division. Do you believe right now, on October 27th, that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this division? You just answered the question without answering the question.
Yeah.
Even the hesitation is a disaster for the. You cannot have someone hesitate with that lead you have.
Look at their schedule coming up.
Well, I know you do. You miss schedule over there.
Well, that's how we forecast what we think is going to happen with said team.
Fair.
Guess who they have next? The Colts. Then you have the Chargers. Then you have a division game versus the Bengals.
That one already lost.
That one feels like a toss-up, right? At Chicago. Then you have the Bills. And then you go to Baltimore, which you're hoping that at least they're hoping that Lamar's certainly healthy by then and that they go on this run that Vegas is forecasting. Then you close it out with the Dolphins, at Detroit, at Cleveland, Baltimore. So you have a little bit of a stretch at the end where you could maybe stack up some wins, but this stretch coming up is going to, well, you would hope so if you're Pittsburgh.
At Detroit and then finishing at home against Baltimore.
Well, I was thinking more Cleveland, Miami, but I mean, this stretch of games, you could potentially lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, per FPI, you're only favored in 3 more games the rest of the way if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you don't feel good about the current state of affairs. And they started out 4-2 last year. And everybody was excited about them. Everybody was, thinking about this being the year that Mike Tomlin could actually win a playoff game. We had the same conversation through the first 6 games this season. And seemingly things feel different now after the past 2 weeks. So Yeah, I think it's fair for everybody to be a degree, to meet the Pittsburgh Steelers with a degree of skepticism. They have earned that. Their defense is old, and their offense doesn't have enough firepower to overcome the inconsistency that you see on the other side of the ball.
They may be high up on the they better make a trade rankings. Because they may blow this.
Well, Collinsworth was screaming it last night. They need another wide receiver. They had a wide receiver in George Pickens. They decided to trade away. But that's the kind of player that they need. They need more juice on the edges of that offense because it can't be the DK Metcalf show the entire time. And here's the thing. I have all respect for Jalen Warren, their running back, but let's be honest. He's a complimentary piece. He's not a bell cow. He's not a guy that's going to dictate front and coverage. So as great as the schemes that Arthur Smith is drawing up when it comes to the innovative run plays, the ground attack from the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just need more on offense. Aaron Rodgers has proven that he's still a competent quarterback, but he is